So for number 5, it's saying choose the term that completes the square. So let's figure out which one of these will complete the square. So we know that x times x is x squared, and we need to divide 24x evenly. So I know that I need to put 24x in these two boxes. So to divide it evenly, I know that I need 12x and 12x. So this will be step 1. Divide 24 by 2 and you get 12. Then step 2, you will square the result, which is 12. 12 squared is 144. So I know that to get 12x, I need to multiply x times 12. Okay? And I need to multiply 12 by x to get 12x. So 12 times 12 is 144. So you can do it either this way or this way in these steps. Okay? So number 44 is the number that's going up here, plus 144. So when you look at the answers that you have negative 12, positive 144, negative 144, and plus 12. So your answer should be plus 144. So for this one, it's saying solve by completing the square. So to complete the square, we're going to follow the steps below. The first step says cancel the constant on the left side. So that means that I need to cancel negative 1. To cancel negative 1, I am going to add 1. So if I add 1, negative 1 plus 1 equals 0. If I add 1 to one side, I add 1 to the other side. So now I have x squared plus 4x equals 12. Okay? So we cancel. Now we divide b by 2 and square the answer. So b is 4. That is 4 because the quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c. So b is the coefficient of x. We're going to divide b by 2. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. And then we're going to square 2. That will give us 4. So we are going to add. So we did this step. We divided and then we square the answer. Now we're going to add 4 to both sides. Plus 4 plus 4. My equation now looks like x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 12 plus 4 is 16. So now I need to check if this equation is a perfect square. To find out, I need to know that if I divide 4 by 2, I get 2. And if I square 2, I'll get 4. So yes, this equation is a perfect square. And we can write it using this vector. X plus 2 squared. 2 squared equals 4. And 2 plus 2 equals 4x equals 16. So we did this step. Now it's telling us to square root both sides. I'm going to square root both sides. This will cancel. And now I have x plus 2 equals, the square root of 16 is plus minus 4. So now I will set two equations to find the values of x. X plus 2 equals 4, and x plus 2 equals negative 4. To cancel positive 2, I need to subtract 2 from both sides. Then x equals negative 2. This is one of the answers. Now this side I'm going to subtract 2, then x equals negative 6. So your answers are x equals negative 2 and x equals negative 6, and you need to pick them. You need to follow the steps here. This one says solve by completing the square. So it says to cancel the constant term on the left side. We do not have that. So this step it has already been done. We need to divide 12 by 2. Divide 12 by 2. And we need to square the answer. 6 squared is 36. So now we can write, we need to add 36 to both sides. So I have x squared plus 12x equals 13, and I'm going to add 36 to both sides. So now I have x squared plus 12x plus 36 equals 36 plus 13 is 49. So in order to square root both sides, I need to see if this equation is a perfect square. So I know that 12 divided by 2 equals 6, and 6 squared is 36. So yes, this is a perfect square. So I am going to use the number 6, x minus plus 6 squared equals 49. 6 plus 6 equals 12x. 6 squared equals 36. So now I can do the square root of both sides. So I know that x plus 6 equals, what is the square root of 49? Is plus minus 7. So now I'm going to set up two equations. X plus 6 equals 7, and x plus 6 equals negative 7. To solve for x, I need to cancel positive 6, so I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. 6 minus 6 equals 0, and then 7 minus 6 equals 1. On this side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to subtract 6 and subtract 6. negative 7 minus 6x equals negative 13. Okay, so these are your two answers. X equals 1 and x equals negative 13. On this one, it's the same thing. It's telling us to complete the square. So I'm going to let you go ahead and figure this one out on your own. Follow the steps that we have here.